Thank you, Mayor. It is my honor to read a resolution of commendation for Ms. Audra Michelle Killingsworth, service as Apex Town Council member from December 2017 through December 2025. And apologies if I get choked up as I read this.
You're gonna make me choke up.
Whereas on November 7th, 2017, the residents of the town of Apex elected Audra Michelle Killingsworth to the Apex Town Council for her first term. Councilmember Killingsworth successfully secured 3,842 votes and was one of 5 individuals running to secure a seat on the Apex Town Council. And whereas during her first term, Councilmember Killingsworth was appointed to serve on the Town Council committees for Parks and Recreation and Cultural Resources and for Finance. In addition, she was appointed to serve as the town's alternate liaison to the Downtown Business Association and the Triangle J Council of Governments, which is now known as the Central Pines Regional Council. She focused on addressing budget priorities, spearheaded the creation of the town's first affordable housing plan and housing advisory board, and courageously championed equity and inclusion efforts. And whereas Councilmember Killingsworth was reelected to serve a second term in November of 2021, securing 5,693 votes, and was one of 6 individuals running to secure a seat on the Apex Town Council. During her second term, Councilmember Killingsworth was elected by her colleagues to serve as Mayor Pro Tempore for a 2-year term from December of 2021 through December of 2023. She was appointed to serve on the Town Council Committee for Personnel and reappointed to the Housing Advisory Board. And whereas Councilmember Killingsworth has been a dedicated and effective public servant who has gained the respect of all who have known her in both the public and private sectors. She has served the residents of the town of Apex, regardless of geographic location, faithfully and with honor, integrity, and distinction for the past 8 years. Her policy priorities have evolved around inclusivity, protection of the environment, encouragement of affordable housing alternatives and programs, and growth that makes sense for the town of Apex. And whereas Councilmember Killingsworth pioneered the town's first Pride celebration, which created a space for LGBTQIA+ individuals and their allies to celebrate their identities, diversity, and history in a positive and affirming atmosphere. And whereas Councilmember Killingsworth has encouraged improving communications and dialogues with governing partners, including the North Carolina Department of Transportation, Wake County, state and federal representatives, and neighboring townships, including the town of Cary, town of Holly Springs, and the town of Morrisville. And whereas, when asked about the projects, initiatives, and programs she was most proud of, Councilmember Killingsworth noted the following: creation of the downtown plan and affordable housing plan and fund, increased benefits for town staff, new facilities such as the Senior Center, Electric Operations Center, Mason Street Municipal Building, and Pleasant Park, newly funded positions such as social worker and crisis counselors in the Apex Police Department, and digital media communications consultants, expansion of the Track Out Camp program, creation of the town's first language access plan and community engagement division, and much, much, much more. And whereas Audra was raised in rural Louisiana and received her Bachelor's of Science in Occupational Therapy from the University of Louisiana, she is a certified pelvic health specialist and works with teenagers and adults of all genders. And whereas current Apex Mayor Jock K. Gilbert said, quote, "Thank you for your service to the town of Apex. Now therefore be it resolved that we, the Apex Town Council members, desire, on behalf of the town officials and employees and the over 80,000 residents, to express our deep appreciation and gratitude for the services rendered by Councilmember Audra Killingsworth to the town over the past 8 years. And be it further resolved that the Apex Town Council officially commends Audra Killingsworth for her hard work, dedication, and exemplary service to the people of the town of Apex, and offers Audra and her family our very best wishes for success, happiness, prosperity, and good health in all of her future endeavors. And be it further resolved that this resolution in its entirety be spread upon the minutes of this meeting for all to read and to take note of the significant contributions of Councilmember Audra M. Killingsworth, this, the 3rd day of December, 2025.
Ooh, that's a big resolution.
Yeah.
Mayor, if I may make a motion to adopt the resolution?
Second. Have motion and second. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. All right.
All right, so should I speak my remarks right now, or should we wait?
Sure, this is your floor. This is your day.
I had to write everything down so I can keep it in focus here. So when thinking about what I wanted to say as I transition out of this role, the word that kept coming up over and over again is fingerprints. When people sit in these seats, the fingerprints left on the past and the present and the future are left in so many different ways. So many previous council members left their fingerprints in different ways. I think about previous council member Bill Jensen's fingerprints left on the environment, on social, solar-based initiatives. I think about the fingerprints left by the previous councilwoman Nicole Dozier in her passion for the employee benefits, such as paid family leave, bereavement leave, and then her desire for recognition of small business and personal contributions to the town of Apex through Think Apex. I think about Councilmember Terry Mahaffey's fingerprints left on trees, plain speak, reasonable explanations, and the occasional deep sighs. Councilmember Brett Gantz's passion of leaving fingerprints on connectivity and transit, greenways and sidewalks is very evident. I'm sure we'll see him out on the greenways. Councilmember Ed Gray, your fingerprints are evident in including the community, finding the answers that work. I love seeing him in his comfort zone as a lawyer last meeting. Yeah. And I look forward to seeing his ongoing support for veterans and youth in the community. Councilmember Arno Zegerman's fingerprints are bringing perspective to transportation, transit, and finance just a couple of years in. Patience for change is important, as is stating exactly what you want until it happens. Mayor Gilbert, your fingerprints have long been left in this community in different ways, and your passion for youth is evident. Teamwork and personal communication within that team is so valuable. To the staff, you are amazing, you are talented, you're appreciated, and you are needed. Knowing that the ideas that you bring need to be heard, they're valued, and I know that you keep the community's well-being in mind as you move forward. Please stand. If you're part of the staff, I would love for you to stand so that we can appreciate you. To the community, I appreciate you, and I'm honored by the opportunity to represent you on the council for the last 8 years. Ask and speak in good faith, and you'll be answered. Bring your thoughts and ideas because they are valued. It's how I started. My fingerprints on this town were not left in isolation or by myself. It's a teamwork where we leave a collage of fingerprints together. I once wrote down a couple of pages worth of accomplishments close to a year ago and then handed them off to someone. Erica. So I hope that when people see my fingerprints, they see my support and lifting up of the employees of this town. My first fingerprint was supporting paid family leave, and then moving on to expanding so that staff were no longer hamstringed by arbitrary restrictions in staffing. I hope people see my fingerprints on the early discussions about affordable housing with developers, bringing projects to Apex, and my support of tax money going to affordable housing, the creation of the affordable housing plan and incentives. I hope my fingerprints on supportive cultural and community events, celebrating the diversity, the equity, the inclusiveness of our town are seen and remembered. My fingerprints on the expansion of parks and recreation to reach the community was an original desire of mine, and it finally happened. My requests for community outreach and communication between various levels of government are also part of my fingerprints on this town. There are so many more that I could name, but I want to keep this short. And although I will say that the fingerprints that I leave are not just on the town, but also have been left on my family. For 8 years, my husband, my children, and my friends have they felt my fingerprints as well. They felt the sacrifice that I had to make of my time away from them, missing events, missing my presence. And I want you to know it has not gone unnoticed. Your patience, your sacrifice, your support, and your love. I love you so very much. Whew. Almost done. To the new members, may you be aware of the fingerprints you're leaving as you do so, as they will affect the town, the staff, and the community for so many years to come. Thank you.